Some colleges are banning free speech on college campuses. Well, no more, because I'm about to sign a law that protects free speech on college campuses in Texas. Shouldn't have to do it. First Amendment guarantees it. Now it's law in Texas.
That is Greg Abbott taking a strong stance that he will definitely not come to regret in a few years, supporting free speech on college campuses. As he says, he shouldn't even have to do it because the First Amendment already guarantees those rights. But just in case, he'll repeat himself in law. If you're on a college campus in Texas, you have a right to free speech. It's constitutional, it's legal, it's not going anywhere. Stay tuned. Now, that legislation that he passed just a few years ago would require universities to allow any person to engage in free speech activity on campus, create disciplinary sanctions for students who interfere with the free speech activities of others. That is now an aggressive protection of free speech rights, and establish a process for addressing complaints of potential free speech violations. So not only do you have that right, but if anyone tries to interfere with you, we are gonna get them because that's how much we care about free speech in Texas.
Hey, I'm glad you're here. Listen, in order for the Damage Report to keep on going, we need viewers like you to become a member on YouTube. Can you click the join button on YouTube today? Thank you.
He even tweeted about it, again saying it's crazy we have to pass a law. That's how obvious these rights are, okay? Now let's test how much they actually meant any of that. University of Texas Palestine protests led to more than 30 arrests just in the last day, including a Fox 7 photographer. They're coming for Fox. So a bunch of people, simply because they support Palestinians' right to not be blown apart, have come together, as has happened in many college campuses, and they're advocating for that. They are using their free speech rights, both their speech literally, but also their ability to assemble, both of them being those First Amendment rights that Greg Abbott thought were so obvious that we shouldn't even need to have a law, but now we do. And so it's crazy that Texas State Police are detaining protesters and they're literally locking people up and they're assaulting photographers. All of these are violations of the First Amendment and thus will need to be investigated according to that law. And it's great to have an opportunity like this for a politician to clarify what they meant when they said something and how they're standing with it. Now he's not. No, Greg Abbott tweeted, arrests being made right now and will continue until the crowd disperses. These protesters belong in jail. Anti-Semitism will not be tolerated in Texas, period. Assuming it's people speaking in support of Gazans. Students joining in hate-filled anti-Semitic protests at any public college or university in Texas should be expelled. So your free speech rights as a college student on campus are so obvious and already well established in the Constitution that we shouldn't even need to talk about it, but we will, to pass a law to protect them. Wait, not those free speech rights. You have free speech rights in Texas, according to Greg Abbott and the Republicans, so long as you say things that they like. If you say things that they don't like, if you advocate for things they don't support, not only can you potentially be expelled from the college, you could be arrested. I cannot imagine a more vicious, violation of your free speech rights, unless they were to literally start gunning people down. And the week is still young, so we'll see. By the way, like you can at least point to, in Colombia, there was a person, we're not even sure if it was a student, who held up a sign that was very supportive of Hamas and advocating for violence against Jewish students. Obviously unacceptable. There have been chants that were unacceptable. In this case, it's like a brand new protest. There's not even evidence of that. The cover story they've provided in other cases isn't even there. So Greg Abbott is just willingly jumping into violations of First Amendment rights because he doesn't like the speech that they're engaging in. That's all it is. And by the way, he on some level seems to acknowledge that this is an incredible about face on this topic that he never really meant it. It was pure hypocrisy. Now he's advocating for colleges to revise their free speech policies. So it's not even that he hates this speech so much that they should be expelled or locked up. We're done with the whole thing now. Going forward, you won't have those rights. That's how much he was angered by these students holding positions that he didn't agree with. When you click the join button and become a tier 2 member, you get access to all of our weekly top 10 lists. What are you waiting for?